So, chosen ones, let me help you understand in this video the value of healing. What can healing do to a person, you as an individual? After this video, you will understand the reason as to why that relationship didn't work, and also the reason as to why some relationships that you may try afterwards in the near future will not work. Once a person goes on a healing journey, that journey pushes them into a state of self-discovery. The person will understand what broke them in the first place. They will understand what hurt them and why they were hurt. They will also understand at some point the importance of self-love. People will come to the realization that they can finally love themselves. You know, when you heal, you come into a state where you start to pour some love into yourself. Because you see, back in the days, you used to, flow from relationship to another one. So there was no gaps in between. Okay, you finished one relationship, 2 weeks there was a new guy, there was a new girl. In 1 month there was a new guy, there was a new girl. The same things happened. You went into the next one, so it was a cycle. And you were starting to realize that you never really got the time to love yourself, to understand that some of the love you've been pouring out of you into other people that are not even lovable, you're now pumping that love back into yourself. Is why you see a person can wake up one day, they can choose what meal they want to eat. They can choose who they want to come into their house. They can choose who they want to go with on a date. They can choose who, they can choose even sometimes to take themselves out. Because back in the days, you used to think that, oh, when you want to go out, let's say on a date, it has got to be with someone. You have got to meet somebody and then you go on a date, which sometimes can happen. There's no problem with that. But now you're realizing that it's okay to wake up one day and, take yourself out to your favorite restaurant, maybe try something new, eat a different food, maybe go to, wherever it is you want to go. Take a date and you can date yourself. You can buy yourself presents. You can buy yourself nice colognes, perfumes. You can buy yourself, you can treat yourself. You don't need anybody. You don't have to be with somebody to wait for them to treat you. You can actually treat yourself. And these are very powerful qualities. Those are the signs that you are a healed individual. But should it happen that you run into someone, you could be desperate to date, because I know sometimes, there are those moments when you have been alone for a while and you're longing for intimacy, you're longing for a relationship, you want to date someone, you want to meet somebody new, which is okay. It's natural because we're human beings. So even on this 3D, sometimes our bodies need, a little bit of attention from someone else. And then you might want to choose to bring someone in. Okay, the person might come and they have this offer, they like you and stuff like that, and they want to go on a date with you and stuff like that. You might say, okay, let's give it a try. Okay, you know who you are, you've been into this self-discovery stage, you've passed that stage, you've healed, and you may say, okay, maybe they're a good person. They might exhibit some good qualities at the beginning, and you open the doors. You're like, okay, come in. You let them in. Give them a chance. You never know. Give them a chance. So, because you see, the only way you can know um, that a relationship could work is by sometimes giving them a chance. You never know. It could be a good person. They may be meaning well for you. You let them in, open the doors, they come in. But you see, when you give a chance to an unhealed person, that person is moving along with old wounds. They have been hurt in a previous relationship. You wasn't there. It wasn't your fault. You didn't cause them that pain. You didn't cause them those sufferings. You wasn't there. So you have nothing to do with what it is they went through in their own previous relationship. But you see, when you let these people in, you will start to notice that they're exhibiting a lot of toxic behavior. And they may sometimes even be good people. It's happened to me along my journey, ladies and gentlemen. I've met some really nice people. They're okay. They are nice and genuine people. They come in, and then for some reason, because you're a very healed person, you understand what is toxic. You understand toxicity. You've been there already. You have already walked that path. So when you open the doors for an unhealed person, that is exactly when you start to notice that they are exhibiting certain qualities or personalities of a toxic person. And they may not necessarily be narcissists, okay? Because everybody thinks that it's only narcissists that are toxic. An unhealed person can also have very, very serious toxic issues, okay? They can be a little bit toxic because you see, the only thing they can recognize is toxicity. And they have not healed from a previous, probably toxic relationship. And they're coming in with these wounds. As a healed person, you might have the ability to heal them in a way. In some sense, you might have the ability to, help them on that journey, heal, cover up some of their wounds, nurse some of their wounds, keep on assuring them it will be okay, they're going to be fine, and stuff like that. It might work, but sometimes it's going to be almost like 1%, if not less, of such relationships that will work, whereby you run into an unhealed person and you will help them on their healing journey so that the relationship can stabilize. You guys can get stability. Because a wounded person, what they will do in a new relationship, so they are going to continue projecting the things that they have seen, the experiences they have seen from a previous relationship. So they have already been hurt. When they meet somebody else, it doesn't matter how good the person is, they'll always think that this person is also going to hurt them, is what will be in their minds. So any small thing they see, they're hyper vigilant. They'll be like, oh, you see, that is exactly what the ex was doing. That is exactly what happened in the previous relationship. That is what happened there. That's what happened there. So now, what is really happening is that they are projecting onto you these wounds they have already caused. They have already had from the previous relationship. And the problem is that they cannot realize that you're only there trying to help them. They don't realize your level of healing. Yes, they may see there are some things you're doing. There's a way you carry yourself. The things that used to trigger you back in the days, they no longer trigger you. You're in a very good mental state. But then sometimes it's going to trigger them because they're unhealed. And they're going to feel like, how come that the things that are triggering them don't trigger you? You guys may go out for example, and there may be something happening in the streets or somewhere out there. And you see it as a normal thing. You see, okay, you've already been there, you have healed it, it does no longer trigger you, but they are going to be triggered. And now they are starting to compare themselves to you. And they're thinking that, why is it that the things that they pretty much put too much in their head, they don't even concern you? Sometimes you're not even triggered by those things. And they're going to realize you're a very healed person. And it's going to trigger them in a way whereby they are now going to start projecting a lot of toxicity towards you. So in most cases, a healed person, when they run into those kind of situations, what really happens is that they kind of step aside. They may do their best. Me as a person, personally, I will do my best. If I saw somebody who is not healed or something like that, I might not fully invest in that relationship, but I might spend a little bit of time trying to help those people, help them on their journey, help to heal them and stuff like that. Because you see, there are some people who can only heal with other people. They can only find somebody else, and some of them can heal. But it is very rare that a person will fully heal when they have not actually taken some time off the dating scene and sat down with themselves to better understand all those things that broke them, the reason as to why that relationship didn't work. They don't have the time for that. Some can do, some can't. It depends on the person. But in most relationships where you have a healed person and the unhealed person, it is going to be a very toxic relationship. It will always be equivalent to a narcissistic relationship, which I've already experienced before, whereby you're just in this pull and push thing. Some of the things you say, they cannot understand where you're coming from. The simplest things to understand, they cannot understand because they're not there yet. Even if you try to explain to them what is going on, they cannot actually get you. So that's what causes this pull and push, whereby you're constantly struggling with these people. And most of the behaviors they have acquired or learned from their exes, from their previous relationships, most of those behaviors will continue to manifest in this new relationship. So they are pouring all this energy from the old relationship into the new relationship. And that is where now you start to experience toxicity. So those are relationships you see that are going to break up. So sometimes you run into a rebound, let's say, for example, and that rebound can run for like 3 months, maybe 2 months, maybe even less, sometimes maybe 4. A rebound relationship cannot go more than 6 months, okay? If a person is a very fully healed individual, they cannot be in a rebound relationship for 6 months. And those people, they will know that you are into a rebound. So you have been hurt somewhere, but you want somebody else so that they can, it's like a consolation. They are going into a new relationship very fast just to console themselves that, okay, they are still valid and stuff like that. They need somebody who can still validate them, even if the other relationship hasn't worked. So they try to get into these rebounds, just seeking some kind of validation. But as much as they need that validation and you're ready to give it to them, they will also exhibit a lot of toxic tendencies and behaviors. And that is something that you feel at some point is going to keep on dragging your energy. So that's when you see a lot of these healed people. They're going to be like, listen, you have just stepped out of this relationship. I thought that maybe things could work. I've been trying to work things through with you, but at the end of the day, I realized that you're not there yet. Okay, so a healed person will recognize that this person needs some time off. And they will see this relationship, even at the beginning, that in either way it's not going to work. So you will see them stepping aside. So this thing happened to me at some point when I was on my healing journey. I ran into some people. There was nice people, okay, good-hearted and stuff like that. But I started to seeing a lot of, behaviors. And I realized that these was things they had already learned or experienced from previous relationships. Okay, so I just told them to listen with due respect. You seem to be a very nice, composed person, but I still see these wounds. You can see these wounds, and you figured out that as much as you really respect them and you like the person, you cannot actually invest fully in that relationship because you are dealing with a person that needs some time off to heal. So, chosen ones out there, this is a message for you. You have to be a little bit patient, okay? When you have just been hurt and you've gotten out of an old relationship, it has been a very difficult one. It's burnt you all the way. You need to step back. Sit by yourself, do some self-reflection. See, maybe there's some things about you don't understand. Maybe you never knew your values. You never knew your worth. You never loved yourself from day one. You never knew how to treat a person. So those are the things you start to sit back by yourself and work on, okay? You work on those things so that you can prepare yourself for the incoming relationship. When the person comes in, you're able to give them the healed version of you. Okay, you cannot step into a relationship and you're going to only give to somebody the broken version of you. So it is only when you are in a relationship where there's balance, there's a give and take thing, whereby you're dating somebody who has worked through her problems and her wounds. They have come out on the other side. Now they have got something to offer, and they're offering you the healed version of themselves. And as well, you vice versa, you're also offering them the healed version of yourself. That is the only way it can work. Otherwise, a relationship between the unhealed and healed person will usually fall apart. In just a couple of weeks or months, it's not going to work, and one of the people will step away. Okay? So be careful. Keep yourself protected, protect your energy, ladies and gentlemen. Understand that there is a lot of people on this universe that are broken. It has nothing to do with you. You wasn't there. So let them, allow them. If you're a person who really wishes somebody the best and you know that they are broken, don't try to go into a relationship because you like them. Maybe they look nice and you like their bodies and stuff like that. Don't try to force them, or don't try to step into that relationship. Step aside, but make sure that they understand the reason as to why you're stepping aside, so that they don't feel like they're abandoned or sometimes they're being rejected, because that again is going to open some other wounds. Step aside and respectfully tell them the reason as to why that relationship will not work. And then now you can push them to go ahead, to go out there and take some time off to heal themselves, so that they can prepare themselves for their next best relationship. So I'm sure that many of you guys chose the ones resonate with this video. Please drop us a comment in the section below, like the page, share, subscribe. You guys do know I do love and appreciate your support. You can book a session with me if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's Amos signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.